TikTok. This woman made a compilation video of all the men who never got past the first date with her, which is weird because you look at these guys and they're good looking and you ask, well, what did they do wrong? How did they blow it? Dating at the start is weird, and the mistake that too many men make is that they're too accommodating to the woman. They're too open-minded. This causes the woman to lose respect, which then causes her to lose attraction. I've now been with my girlfriend for 13 years, and I remember that when we first started dating, I was 22, she was 20. I said to her, if this is going to be a thing, you need to know that I'm not going to stay in the city. We'd met at university, but I said, I'm moving down south to one of the rural towns on our coast, one of the tourist towns, because I want to live close to nature. I love the forest, I love the beaches, and I want to have children early, and I want them to have a nature-based upbringing. This was my kind of line in the sand before we'd even gotten anywhere, saying, you need to be okay with knowing that about me before it's actually worth my time to date you. I really didn't want to waste my time. I had a goal, I had a purpose, I had a direction that I was moving in life. I was only interested in dating women who were going to be on board with that plan, and this wasn't some trick or technique that I was employing. This was 100% for real. I was just being authentic, but it did actually have the effect of making her a lot more attracted to me. Why is that? Did she have the same goals and aspirations? Were we on the same page? No, absolutely not. She hadn't started thinking about children, and she certainly didn't want to leave the city. But when I laid it out for her that this is who I am, this is my life, this is where I'm going, she found it really attractive because she wanted to be with a man who knew what he wanted. Women find it really sexy when they're with a man who's confident in the direction that he's moving. Someone who says, this is me, this is what I'm about, this is where I'm going, and I'm not slowing down for you, so if you want to be with me, you're gonna have to catch up. So many men think that what I did is a bad idea because they think that when you're on a first date with a woman, you have to be open, you have to stay open-minded, you have to listen to what she wants out of life and then compromise and demonstrate that you're compatible with that. It doesn't work like that, and if you think that it does, then you really don't know anything about women. The only reason why you would follow such terrible advice is if you don't understand the power of frame. Frame is everything when it comes to attracting women. You guys that have done my course.
I'm sorry, but this guy has been with one girl for 13 years and he's doing some fucking courses how to pick up girls. Ever since he was 22, he's been with the same girl.
Which you can check out here, know exactly what I'm talking about because that's filled with real stories of women being attracted to men specifically because of their frame. And the
Real
course has a bunch of
stories.
stories of when a man loses frame, a woman instantly loses attraction. But what is frame? Okay, frame is two things. First, it's the lens through which you interpret the world. Your emotions, your opinions, your bias, these are all things that alter your perception. Secondly, frame is the paradigm through which two people interact. And so when you're having a conversation with a girl, when you're trying to get to know her, trust me, it's either happening in her frame or your frame. Spoiler alert, if you want her to be attracted to you, then it has to happen inside your frame. But I'm going to explain more about that soon. First, I want you to understand the power of frame from your own life experience, because when you can draw upon situations when you've actually felt how powerful frame is in your own world, it's going to make it so much easier to have compassion and empathy for what women are experiencing every day. So let's use this somewhat universal example that I'm sure everybody listening to this can understand. You're an adult man, you have your own opinions, your own values, your own world, your own life, and you go about living life the way that you want to do it. But then you go and visit your parents. Now, your parents don't know you as well as an adult as they did you as a child, and so you start to notice that while interacting with them, they don't necessarily respond to you the way that you are now. There's often mixed in with it a lot of responses that seem more appropriate to like you as like a child or a teenager. Some people even have arguments with their parents about this, like, hey, I want you to see me as I am now. I want you to recognize the fact that I've grown. I'm not a little kid anymore. What's happening in that experience is that you're having a conflict and a struggle over frame. You know, whose paradigm are you going to have this conversation with your parents within? Your paradigm where you're self-defining and you're an adult, or their paradigm where you're still a baby child? Or perhaps you'll relate better to another example. Let's say you're dating a girl, she seems fun, she seems confident, she seems independent, and you've been dating for a couple of months, and at some point you go to meet her parents, and so you go into her family home, and then suddenly while interacting with her parents or her brothers and sisters, you notice that she changes completely. Her demeanor, her tone of voice, her body language, it's like she becomes a different person. What's happened is that she's shifted frame. While dating you and in a relationship with you, she's existing inside your frame or her frame. That's how you know her. But then suddenly she's inside her parents' frame. Do you see how powerful this?
Oh, fucking frame rates, man. Shut the fuck up.